Good morning, dear students. Today we'll start with the numericals that are based on electrolytic conductance. As yesterday we have discussed the different terms as resistance, conductance, how to calculate specific conductance, how to calculate resistivity, the different definitions and numericals as well as units we have discussed yesterday. So now let's see the numericals based on it. Question number 1 is 0.01 molar solution of KCl has specific conductance 0.0014 ohm inverse centimeter inverse. A cell filled with this solution has a resistance of 4.2156 ohm. What is the cell constant? So let's see what values are given to you. 0.01 molar solution, it means you have been given the molarity of the solution as 0.01 m. Has the specific conductance. Specific conductance means you have been given the value of kappa. Now this cell is filled with the solution having the resistance. You have been given the value of R here and you have been asked the value of cell constant. It's very simple because we have studied that specific conductance is equal to conductance into cell constant. Yesterday we have derived the formula. So specific conductance is denoted by kappa, conductance by G and cell constant by G star. So we can put the values here, and as we know we have not directly been given the value of conductance. In place of that we have been given the value of resistance. We know that G is equal to 1 upon R. Conductance is reciprocal to the resistance. That's why kappa is equal to 1 upon R into G star. We can write G star is cell constant. So by putting the value of kappa is given, R is given, we can find out the value of G star and calculate the answer, and we are to put the unit as well. That is very important. If you won't put the value, half mark would be cut in the examination. Now let's see the next question. The conductivity of a solution containing 1 gram of an anhydrous barium chloride in 200 centimeter cube of the solution is found to be 0.00585 centimeter inverse. Calculate the molar and equivalent conductivity of the solution. So what values are given to us and what we are to find out? We are to find out the molar and equivalent conductivity. It means we are to find out the value of lambda m and lambda e. And what values are given to us? We have been given 1 gram of anhydrous barium chloride in 200 centimeter cube. We have been given the mass of the solute. We have been given the volume of the solution. Now the conductivity is also given. The value of kappa is given to us. We are to calculate the molar and equivalent conductivity. It means we are to find out the molarity and normality as well. We know that molarity is number of moles in a liter solution. To the number of moles we can write mass upon molar mass. Mass is given as 1 gram for the solute. Molar mass we can calculate with the help of the atomic masses given to us. For barium 137, for Cl 35.5. So it would be 208. That we know well how to calculate the molar mass. So mass is 1 gram, molar mass we have calculated as 208, and the volume is given in ml to us. So it is 200 ml. So we have to convert it into liter. That's why divided by 1000. So by placing the values we can calculate the molarity is 5 upon 208. The value of kappa is given to us. We will write the value of kappa into 1000 upon m. Molarity we have calculated. So we can calculate the value of molar conductivity here. Now let's see how to calculate the equivalent conductivity. We are having the formula lambda E is equal to kappa into 1000 upon n. So either we can calculate the normality or we can use the relationship which we have studied in chapter number 1, that normality upon molarity is equal to n factor. Now let's revise how to calculate this relationship. We know that molarity is equal to WB upon MB into 1000 upon V means mass of solute, molar mass of solute, volume of solution in liter. If it is in ml, we have to convert it into liter. And normality is mass of solute upon equivalent mass into 1000 upon V. So if we do lambda m upon lambda e, we are having both the formulas. Lambda is equal to kappa into 1000 upon m and lambda e is equal to kappa into 1000 upon n. So if we will do lambda m upon lambda e, kappa into 1000 would be cancelled out and we would be getting normality upon molarity. So let's see. Lambda m upon lambda e is equal to normality upon molarity. By putting the values of normality and molarity, finally we would be getting WB into 1000 and WB into 1000 would be cancelled out from each other. Volume would also be cancelled out from each other. Now we are having molar mass upon equivalent mass. So we may write, we know that equivalent mass is equal to molar mass upon n factor. So if we'll put the value here, so molar mass would be cancelled out from the molar mass and we would be getting normality upon molarity is equal to n factor, like this. Normality upon molarity would be equal to n factor. Or we may also say, as we know that normality upon molarity is equal to molar mass upon equivalent mass, it means normality upon molarity is equal to n factor and molar mass upon equivalent mass would also be equal to n factor. Or we can also write, because we have started from molar conductivity upon equivalent conductivity, that is equal to molar mass upon equivalent mass, and that would also be equal to n factor. So it is also equal to n factor, so we can apply this formula to calculate. We can directly put this formula. And how we derive this formula, that we have seen with the help of this. The normality and molarity relation we have seen in this chapter solution also. Still we have revised. So from this point we can directly put the formula as lambda m is equal to n lambda e. And we know for barium chloride, that is a salt, we can either take the positive charge for n factor or the negative charge. So that would be 2. Lambda m's value we have calculated. We can calculate the value of lambda e. Lambda e would be equal to 241.3 upon 2 would be 120.6 Siemens centimeter square equivalent inverse. Because we have been given the value in Siemens, so we'll put the same unit here in the answer also. If we have been given the ohm inverse, then we have to write the ohm inverse here. That we are to remember that we are to write the same unit as given to us. Now let's see the question number 3. The question number 3 is the resistance of 0.01 m solution of an electrolytic solution. The resistance of 0.0 m solution of an electrolyte is 100 ohm at 298 Kelvin. Calculate conductance, conductivity and resistivity. All the 3 things we are to find out. These questions are very simple if we know the formulas. If the concept is clear to us, we can easily calculate the values. So what we are to find out? We are to find out the conductance, and we know the conductance is the reciprocal of resistance. Resistance is given to us, that is 100 ohm. So G is equal to 1 upon R, 1 upon 100 would be equal to 0.01 ohm inverse. We have to remember the formula as well as the units. Now we have to calculate the conductivity. We know the conductivity means kappa is equal to G into G star. G means that is conductance into G star is cell constant. G's value we have find out, and G star is given as 1 centimeter inverse here. So it would be same as the conductance, but the unit would be different now, ohm inverse, centimeter inverse. Now we have to find out the resistivity. So resistivity we know that is reciprocal to kappa. So resistivity would be equal to 1 upon kappa, and the value of kappa we have find out as 0.01. So the answer is 100 ohm centimeter. So like this you will calculate the all 3. Now let's see the next question. The resistance of a decinormal solution of an electrolyte in a conductivity cell was found to be 245 ohms. So you have been given the resistance as 245 ohms. Calculate the equivalent conductivity of the solution if the electrode in the cell were 2 centimeter apart and each has an area of 3.5 square centimeter. So how to solve it? What we are to find out? We are to find out the value of equivalent conductivity. The formula is lambda EQ is equal to kappa into 1000 upon N. We know that kappa is equal to G into G star. The value of G is equal to 1 upon R and G star is equal to L upon A. Now we have been given the value of R here in the question as 245. The length is given because it has been given as 2 centimeter apart. So the length is 2 and the area of cross section is given to us as 3.5. So by putting the values we can find out the value of kappa, and thereafter we know lambda EQ is equal to kappa into 1000 upon N. We have been calculated the value of kappa. So we will put the value of kappa here into 1000 upon. We have been given the resistance of a decinormal solution. It means the value of normality is also given as 0.1. Decinormal means 1 upon 10. So it would be 0.1. So by like this, by putting the values, we can calculate the value of lambda EQ for the question. Now let's see the next question. When a certain conductance cell was filled with 0.1 mole per liter KCl solution, it has a resistance of 85 ohm at 298 Kelvin. When the same cell was filled with an aqueous solution of 0.052 mole per liter of an electrolyte, the resistance was 96 ohm. Calculate the molar conductance of electrolyte at this concentration. Specific conductance of 0.1 mole per liter KCl solution is given to you. Now let's understand the question. Very simple. What you have been given? For a particular molarity KCl solution, you have been given the resistance. Then again cell for the same cell. When you are using the same cell, now it has been filled with an aqueous solution of different molarity of an electrolyte. Whether it is the same electrolyte or the different electrolyte, but it has been done in the same cell. Now the resistance for that molarity has been changed. Now you have to calculate the molar conductance of the electrolyte. Molar conductance means you have to find out the value of lambda m. And we know that lambda m is equal to kappa into 1000 upon m. So molarity you are having. What you have to find out? You have to find out the value of kappa for this particular cell. To find out the value of kappa, first you must have the value of G star. So from the first conditions, the first cell that we have been given for KCl solution, we are having kappa is equal to G into G star. The value of kappa is given to us here in the question as 1.29 into 10 raised to the power minus 2 ohm inverse centimeter inverse. That is for 0.1 mole per liter KCl solution. So we have been given the value of kappa here. The value of kappa is given to us and resistance is also given, that is 85 for that case. So we can find out the value of G star, means cell constant. Now with the help of the cell constant, because we have taken the same cell, so the value of cell constant means length upon area of cross section would be same. So we can apply the same for the next cell. Again we are having the same formula, kappa is equal to G into G star. We have been given the resistance for the next cell also. So that is 96. G star would be same for both because the cell is same. Now we can put the value of kappa to find out the molar conductivity. So lambda m would be kappa into 1000 upon m. It would be 1 upon 96 into 1.1 that we have find out kappa for this cell, and the molarity is given as 0.052 for this particular cell. So like this, we have find out the answer as 220.2 ohm inverse centimeter square mole inverse. So what you are to remember for these questions, first you must remember the formulas that you are to learn and the unit. That is very important. The units can be asked in the examination in 1 mark questions, in MCQs, and in these numericals you are to remember the formula. If you remember the formula, you can find out any of the question, you can find out any of the questions answer, and you have to write the units accordingly. Whatever is given in the question related to the unit, you are to mark here. Now let's see the measurement of conductivity of an ionic cell. How to measure the conductivity of an ionic cell? For this, the main problem was that conductivity of an ionic solution can't be calculated directly, because we can't measure the conductivity or the conductance of an ionic solution directly. So what we are to do, we are to find the resistance of that particular ionic solution first, and by finding out the resistance, we know that conductance is reciprocal to the resistance. We can find out the conductance, and with the help of conductance we can find out the specific conductivity, resistivity, everything that we have seen, that all the formulas are interrelated. So for this we use the Wheatstone bridge principle. This experiment you will do in your physics lab, but here we are having the theoretical part of this. Now we are having some problems to find out the resistance with the help of Wheatstone bridge apparatus. What are the issues? Because it is a solution, it is not very easy to connect the solution to the apparatus, because it is not a wire, it is not a solid metal substance to which we can find out the resistance. For this we have taken a special kind of concentration cell. It is a special kind of concentration cell in which the electrodes consist the platinum disc that is being coated with finely divided platinum black, and it is welded with a platinum wire which is fixed in a sealed glass tube. That is the concentration cell only. That is having a platinum electrode that is coated with the platinum black, and it is fixed with a platinum wire in a sealed glass tube. These glass tubes, as you are able to see, that is filled with mercury. That is filled with these glass tubes. The electrodes are fixed in a glass tube that is at a particular distance to each other. It is having the mercury filled in it. Now in the concentration cell, we are to take the electrolyte to which we are to find out the resistance. And with the increase in the temperature, the conductivity changes. That's why we are to take it in a thermostat, just to maintain the temperature, by which the resistance would not be changed. Now in this apparatus, as we are able to see, there are some connections. What we are to do, the connection would be like this, that here we are to take the resistance box that are having the variable values. We can take the resistance according to our will. According to our will, we can take the resistance, we can change the resistance. The next thing, we are to connect this concentration cell like this with the help of these wires. Now AB is a stretchable wire and J is the jockey. This jockey can slide over on this particular wire. Now this apparatus is to be connected with the source of AC. It can also be connected, as I was telling you, there are some problems. The first problem was the connection of the solution that we have done with the help of this concentration cell. The next problem was when we are taking the source of DC, The problem was that the electrolysis of the solution would be taken place with the help of this composition of the solution would be taken, composition of solution would be changed, and the resistance would also be changed. So that has been removed with the help of taking source of AC in place of DC. So direct current is not being used here. Now if we are taking the AC current here, the problem was that in Wheatstone bridge apparatus we use the galvanometer to check the current or to check the null point. But here the problem was that when we are taking the galvanometer here connected to the jockey, the problem was that we are not able to find out the accurate null point. You know what is a null point? Null point is that point at which no deflection of current would be taken place, with the help of which we can find out the value of different resistance for this wire. So that has been removed by taking a earphone. Now let's see the principle of Wheatstone bridge. We are having R1. R1 is the value from the resistance box in which we are to take the suitable value of R1, that is known value. R2 is the unknown value, means the resistance of the conductivity cell that we are to find out. R3 and R4 would be find out by finding the null point from this wire. So in the lab what you are to do, you are to arrange this apparatus. Thereafter you are to find out the null point by sliding this jockey on this metal wire AB at different points. And in galvanometer, when galvanometer was there, so you can read the null point by seeing whether the deflection is stopped or not. When the deflection of the galvanometer would not be there, that would be the null point. But now we are having the earphone, so we have to hear the sound from this earphone. So when the sound of the earphone would be minimum, that would be the null point. If suppose we have find out the null point at point C here, so the value of R3 would be AC, means the length of this wire from A to C, and the value of R4 would be the length from the point C to this wire CB. We may say the length of AC and length of CB or BC would be the values of R3 and R4. So we are to take in the lab the different readings, and we will find out the value of R2 at different values of R1, R3 and R4. So we are having the formula as R1 upon R2 would be equal to R3 upon R4. We know the value of R1, that we have taken the suitable value from the resistance box. As I have said, that is a variable values. We can take the suitable values according to us, and at taking the different values of R1, we can find out the different null points, and like this we can find out the resistance of the concentration cell by placing the formula R2 would be equal to R1 into R4 upon R3. The R1 and R4 would be different for the different variables of the value, but the R2's value would be same. The resistance would be same. So here we have find out one difficulty to get connected the electrolytic solution to the Wheatstone bridge, that has been solved by taking the concentration cell. The second point, in place of DC we are to use AC, because by which electrolysis would not be taken place, by which the composition would not be changed and resistance would also not be changed. The third point, when we are taking the AC, we can't take galvanometer here, we have to take the earphone. So like this we can find out the resistance of the electrolytic solution, and we know the conductance is the reciprocal to the resistance. That's why we can find out the conductance, and if we have find out the conductance, we can easily find out the values of specific conductivity, in the similar manner molar conductivity and equivalent conductivity too. So that is the method. So we will make the diagram and write a brief idea with these problems and their resolutions, because in the examination you have been generally asked why you don't take DC in the case, why you don't take galvanometer in the case, why, how, what is the concentration cell being taken in the case. These two questions are more important, that why we don't use DC in place of AC, and in the similar manner in place of galvanometer why we use the earphone. So you have to prepare this topic like this, and you have to solve the number of questions related to these terms. Thank you.